third application of the Gauss's theorem. Here we have to find out the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged thin spherical shell or hollow sphere. It is a football type of thing where charge is distributed uniformly along the periphery. Whenever we give some charge, due to repulsion, this charge will be distributed uniformly along the periphery of the spherical shell. So again, here the term used will be sigma, that is the surface charge density, because charge is distributed uniformly along the surface area of the spherical shell. Okay. Now here suppose I take R, that is the radius of the spherical shell. Here is the spherical shell, O is the center of this spherical shell, and R is the radius of this spherical shell, where charge Q is uniformly distributed along the periphery or along the circumference. Okay. Now we have to find out the electric field intensity due to this charge distribution at different points. So three cases are there. Case number 1, for outside point. It means point P, that is the point of observation, is outside the spherical distribution. So P is the point here, suppose it may be here, it may be here, for that matter it may be anywhere on this Gaussian surface, symmetrical closed Gaussian surface. Here in this case is a sphere of radius r, small r. So small r is the radius of the spherical, r is the radius of the closed symmetrical Gaussian surface. And again here r is the distance of point P, where we have to find out the electric field intensity E. Okay. So by symmetry we can see that. Now we are taking the first case, our outside point. Point is outside the spherical shell. So for this, suppose ds is the small area on this Gaussian surface. So the area vector will be in this sense or in this direction, acting radially outward. By symmetry, electric field again will be radially outward. It will go radially outward like this. So for this particular surface area, the direction of E will be in this sense. So the angle between these two vectors will of course will be 0 degree. So theta will be 0 degree. Okay. So now we have to find out the total flux passing through the closed Gaussian surface. So now it will be nothing but E ds cos theta along the closed path. So by symmetry we are seeing that the value of the E will be the same or the constant. It may be taken as constant on every point on this Gaussian surface. So E will come out being a constant, and ds cos of 0 is 1, so it will be ds along the closed path. So that is the value of this term. And now what about this ds along this closed path? So this ds will go in this manner when taken, integration along the closed path So it will be equal to the total surface area of the Gaussian surface, that is 4 pi r square, because r is the radius of this surface. So that is equal to total surface area of the Gaussian surface. So that is equation number 1. And now we have to find out the total charge Q in charge inside the Gaussian surface is of course Q, which is distributed in this manner. So that can be taken as Q. Charge inside the Gaussian surface is Q. So that is equation number 2. Now apply the Gauss's theorem, equating these two equations as equal. So that is E into 4 pi r square, that is the total value of the flux, that must be equal to 1 by epsilon naught Q in, and the value of this is equal to 1 by epsilon naught Q. Now we have to find out the value of the E, because we are interested to find out the value of E. So here E will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, this term will come down, Q by r square. So that is the value of the electric field intensity on these points everywhere which are at a distance r. So it is very interesting to see this equation. As we know, for a point charge, the electric field intensity E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. So that is the value of the electric field intensity due to a point charge at a distance r. So from here we can say that for the outside point, this charge is behaving such that it is concentrated at this point O. So it is very important characteristic or very important feature where one can say that for the outside point the charge is behaving in such a manner that it can be considered to be located at the center of the distribution. Okay. Now case number 2. Now this point, this small r is a variable one. It may have any value. So suppose now this point has come on the surface. So the value of small r will be capital R. Now put the value over here. So the electric field intensity on the surface of this spherical cell will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. In place of small r, capital R will be there. And now we have to find the value of Q in terms of sigma. So sigma is the surface charge density. So the total charge is equal to sigma multiplied by surface area of this spherical shell, because charge is actually distributed here. So this will be 4 pi r square. So put the value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught sigma into 4 pi r square. So 4 pi cancels out, r square will also go. So the value of the electric field intensity on the circumference or on the periphery of the spherical cell of radius capital R will be this sigma by epsilon naught, where sigma is the surface charge density. And the value of this E will be maximum. From this expression we can easily see that, because R is minimum here, so this will be the maximum value. So in the graph, it has been shown like E max. And now third case for a for a point which is inside this inside point P. Suppose point P lies over here. So this will be the Gaussian surface. And now inside the Gaussian surface, the total charge will be 0. So this charge will be 0. So naturally the value of E will be 0. So for inside point, the electric field intensity is always 0. Now we have to draw the graph between E and the R, where R is the distance of point of observation from the center of the spherical cell. So inside it is 0. So it is starting from here to here. It will be 0. When R is equal to capital R, it will be maximum E max, and the value will be given by this or this. And for the outside point, it is having the inverse variation. So E is inversely proportional to R square. So the graph will fall like this, sharp decrease. So it is all about this case where we have to find out the electric field intensity at different locations. Okay, thank you.